What? So Warzone 2 has been out for a little while now, and I am quickly learning they do not want you to play this Call of Duty like a lot of the past public Call of Duties. They really have tried to transform this game into more of a tactical, slow-paced shooter. Now, you can definitely still play aggressive in this game, but you have to unironically adapt to the game's pace. You can't just run in and abuse movement to just completely wipe a squad. You really have to slow down and play it like other FPS games. Being more patient and having better positioning is just, it gives you so much more of an advantage. If you get caught out and you are in a bad position, you are just screwed 90% of the time. There's some things in the game that can get you out of some shitty situations. Like, for example, the dual pistols right now are so stupidly broken. You actually, it's basically just a second chance because they can just two-shot people instantly. But for the most part, having crazy movement or insane aim doesn't matter a whole lot in this game when you die in half a frame. And if you're in a bad position, you can't really get out of it. If you watched my last video, there's not really any useful movement in this game apart from dolphin diving. Dolphin diving can be useful just to get away. There's not really any movement to play aggressively. Like in 2019 Warzone 1, the slide canceling is what everybody fucking used because it was so good to play aggressively. There's just not a whole lot like that in this game. From what I've noticed, you are so much better off playing this like COD 4 Pro Mod. If you guys don't know, COD 4 on PC had a mod called Pro Mod, which made the game way more competitive and I guess tactical. It was kind of like Counter-Strike. And in this game, what you did most of the time is you ADS walked around. And so that's what I've started to do in this game a lot. And it is so much better because so many of the attachments in this game completely destroy sprint to fire and ADS speed. So having your aim up all the time is way better. And I don't know what the hell is going on with the footsteps in this game, but for some reason I can't hear shit, but somehow the enemy always hears me running at them. So once again, this just helps with them not hearing you, getting the first shot, because you really need the first shot in this game with the time to kill. Unfortunately, there's not much of an aiming curve in this game as well. Auto-rotational aim assist has been increasing in strength through the years, through the different iterations of Call of Duty, to the point where it's taking away a lot of that learning experience you'd get on like a mouse.
He could run out to their side.
Aim assist is just so great, bro. Like nowadays in COD, like they took out so much of the skill of aiming with like controller with dynamic aim assist. It's actually like, dude, you don't even have to aim anymore. Like, not even trolling. It's like so easy to shoot nowadays compared to back then.
Not to mention, it was pointed out that this Call of Duty has actually reverted back to having random recoil. In Warzone 1, there was set base recoil patterns that you could learn on mouse. I guess you could technically do it on controller, but I feel like it'd be nearly impossible to mirror the recoil patterns on a joystick. So it's gone back to being random, but then of course there's added visual recoil, which you cannot control at all with skill. You have to use attachments. So at this point, the only really big mechanical skill I see with the game is reaction time, which, like I said before, is really important in this game because of the time to kill. But that's also why playing tactical and slower is better, because if you get the jump on somebody, you're way more likely to kill them in this game, because you can't abuse any kind of movement or anything in this to get out of that shitty situation. Now, that doesn't mean you have to sit in a corner and do nothing the whole game. I've just noticed if I want to consistently do well in this game, I actually have to think a situation out and realize if I'm in a bad situation, if I should just leave, reposition, and get into a better spot where I have an advantage over whoever I'm fighting. At this point, I'm like not even really treating it like Call of Duty, apart from maybe Pro Mod, but Pro Mod was a competitive, slow tactical shooter like Counter-Strike or Valorant. And I think when you start treating it like that, it is actually a lot more enjoyable. There's still a lot of shitty things in this game. There's some really bad balancing, and the worst part of all is all the bugs and the crashing which once I make my review on Warzone 2, I will be making it when the game first came out, because I think it was absolutely horrible, and I don't know why more people aren't complaining about how shit the game is. But the actual gameplay now is pretty fun. I think the main point is just to not feel guilty if you're playing really slow and almost campy, because that is just how the devs have designed this game and how they want it to be played, which is exactly how Warzone 1 and MW 2019 were, but you were still able to get away with it with a lot of different mechanics, especially the slide canceling. But in this game, it is just too difficult. You really need to adapt to what kind of game they've made while also still being able to play aggressively. And pretty much all of that learning has to do with playing tactical and just having better positioning. I've noticed in pretty much all of the 1v3, 1v4s that I've won, because I almost exclusively play quads. Even if I'm by myself, I play solo fills just because it's the most challenging and I find it the most fun. Almost every time I've noticed when I've been able to 1v3 or 1v4 in this game, it's because I get a kill, I finish him, and then I instantly run away and reposition. Because even if a dude does a couple shots of damage to you, it breaks like 2 plates and you can't run away and plate. Like, you are stuck wherever you are. And yeah, the fight's going to be slower and more drawn out if you do that. But at the end of the day, if you win the fight, it doesn't really matter. I'll probably show a clip here pretty soon where I got into a 1v4. I was in a really shitty situation. I think I had the gas behind me. And on top of that, the game fucking bugged and it completely took away my HUD and everything. I had no hit markers. I couldn't see my plates, couldn't see the map, but I managed to win the fight against all of them because, like I said, I changed positions every single time I got a kill. I don't know. Definitely took me a little while to get past that and just realize that I was trying to force the game to be played like old arcade shooter Call of Duties. And it's just not that. They've changed way too many things in the game to slow it down to where it's very difficult to get away with that kind of stuff now. But I don't know. What do you guys think of the game so far? I know a lot of people really don't like it because of all the reasons I gave. It's much slower, much more tactical. Doesn't really feel like a lot of the past Call of Duties. I've actually seen quite a few people already going back to Warzone 1 because it's now back up. There is absolutely no way in hell I'm going to do that, but I understand why some people would want to go back already. So what do you guys think? Do you actually enjoy the core gameplay? I'm not talking about the rest of the game that's in a honestly pretty shitty state at the moment. The game is insanely unstable. I was talking to my stream about this. I think it's actually, the game's more unstable than Cyberpunk 2077. I mean, this thing crashes, dev errors. The amount of bugs that I get in this game is unreal. It's very obvious the game should have been delayed by a lot more than they did. And I'll have a whole video on that, like I said, reviewing Warzone 2. And it is going to be, it's probably going to be very negative, like my review of regular MW2, but mostly because of just how shit the game released. Anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys think of Warzone 2 so far. If you haven't already, go and watch my past video. I talked about the movement tech that keeps coming out for MW2 and Warzone 2 that is kind of just fun and not really giving you much of an advantage actually in the game. And also look out for my Warzone 2 review that I'll be posting probably in the next week or so. That video will definitely be much more ranty than this one was. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.